What's up, everyone? It's Pedro here. Here I am again. It's been a while. I'm gonna give another update for you guys and have a little talk and update of how things have been going, some of the things that have been changed, a conclusion, and a huge decision that I had to take in the past few months, and then why I did that. What are the things that came into my mind to get to this conclusion, to get to this point, and how things have changed. You know. So today is May 26th, 2026. And as I've posted a couple of times here on this channel, I was going through building my own agency, my own SMMA company route, right? I've dedicated a lot of my time, a lot of effort into this. Most of my 2025 was basically towards building this company, at least trying to, right? And then, you know, I've done a lot of different things on the digital marketing space, right? I first started it at the middle and end of 2022, and then I've done all different things ever since, right? Content creation, drop shipping, affiliate marketing. I've sold my mentorship of info products like direct response, agency, like all the things, right? And then, none of them I was able to get actual consistent results. I was not actually being able to grow the company and make it sustainable and make it, in a way that I can actually scale the business, hire more people, get a good cash flow, delegate positions, and all this stuff, right? And then with this agency in the past year in 2025, the same thing was going on. So, you know, I it was not easy. But at the end of the day, I knew that whatever decision I was gonna take, I would not quit. Maybe I wouldn't move forward with the agency anymore, but whatever thing that I would commit myself for, I'll be always willing and open to try new things if it's necessary, or if I feel like it's the thing that will actually get me to the goals that I want. And it took me a couple months, to actually decide if I was actually gonna do this or not, and if so, what would be the new thing that I would actually commit myself into, right? So, amongst all those business that I just mentioned to you guys, the thing that I realized that all they had in common, and the thing that actually made the money of the business, it's gonna sound really obvious, right? But it's the actual sales part, right? It's the actual sales process of the entire funnel, the entire business. No matter what you're gonna sell, no matter the business, the niche, the product, the service, where the money is made is those sales, right? And to be honest, I've always found it pretty easy to talk to people, to connect with them, to build some rapport with. I'm the type of person that if we've never met before, but we sit next to each other at a bar, I can keep a conversation with you for hours. You know, that's not a problem for me. So I came to the realization that where the money is made is on sales. I like talking to people, and it's actually the thing that I really enjoy the most and thrive the most. Is actually getting on the sales calls and talking to the people. So this is when I came to the conclusion that okay, the main problem that I was facing with my my agency was, I'm gonna be completely honest, transparent, frank with myself and with you guys as well. You know, I was not being able. I didn't have the maturity. I didn't have the responsibility, or I couldn't manage the daily inputs that were necessary to get me to the level and to the results that I wanted. Because I got to the point that I had to, take care of the scraping the leads, to do the cold calling, to book the appointments, to close the deals, to do, fulfillment, to do communication with the client, onboarding, like the entire stuff. And I'm not complaining because I know it's part of the process, right? But me, Pedro, personally, I had the, you know, the humility to acknowledge that I couldn't handle all that, or at least I was not being able to, or I was doing all of this, but I was not doing it well. In order, because I couldn't. When I started doing the other things, I stopped focusing on sales and talking to people and actually closing deals, which is the thing that actually makes the company grow, right? So when I started to focus way much more, too much more time on the other things, like the sales side of things, they started to decrease. Already kind of staying in the same thought, right? So I came to the conclusion, okay, so what if I, I do something in which I can only sell. I don't have to care about marketing. I don't have to care about fulfillment. I don't have to care about operations, finance, HR. I don't have to take care about, ads. All I have to do is talk to the prospect and sell. And that's what I've been doing. Uh, and as you can imagine, the thing that the business model that allowed me to do all of these things is high ticket sales. And as probably a lot of you guys have seen before, there are a lot of people, they talk on the internet, they're making like tons of money, it's the best business model ever. So for a really long time, this is something that I was kind of skeptical about. I really wasn't sure if I should. I used to watch some content, but I never actually decided to take a step forward with it. And then I did, and it's been, and it was a process of learning how the market was, the positions, how to actually land a job, how to get a role, how to actually get the sales skills in order for me to, you know, be a setter or a closer or a sales manager and all that stuff, right? So, and that's the thing that I've been doing. And today is 26th. On 3 days ago, on the 23rd, I had one of the greatest news ever, in which I got a job. I finally landed a sales role. This whole process that I'm telling you guys, it's been months of me deciding what to do and me actually, taking a deeper research on it, and actually taking the steps and putting the effort and learning and talking to people, networking and, investing into programs, into mentorships, into coaching and all of this. This is like I'm summarizing all of this in a YouTube video, but this is something that actually took months to happen, right? And let me show you here real quick. I'm not gonna provide any like internal and privileged information, but here it is. Hold on a second. Yeah, found it right here. Oh, wait. 5 more seconds. Okay, so here's part of the things. Here's my name, and here the thing that I put my hands on is like the whole compensation, how much I'm gonna get paid, the commissions and all that stuff. And to be honest, it was a really long, tough process. Having to figure it out all by myself in a period of 2 to 3 months since I decided to go all in into this, and I'm really happy. From basically, you know, starting with no reference, no previous coaching or anything like this, and getting to the point where I'm at right now. I've done a lot of interviews, a lot of no's, a lot of I got really frustrated a lot of the times during this whole time. But I never, quitting was never an option for me. And I finally landed a role. And to be honest, I couldn't be happier. Like this is, I already cried. I already thank God. I already, I'm still faith. I still can't believe this is actually happening. This is my new reality. But I got to this. And I'm thrilled. I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely grateful. To be honest, today was my first day. It was my onboarding day. The next few days are gonna be onboarding, and then I get started to get ramped up, and get used to it. You know, just to give you some context, beginning at this company as a setter, but this 100%, 1,000% a a path to grow into to closer, to sales manager. It's like all of it depends on me, because there is enough space to actually grow in the company, and I'm extremely excited, I'm extremely happy, I'm extremely blessed, and yeah, and this is something that a lot of the times. This is something that came into my mind. Oh, I don't know if I should quit on my own agency and work for someone else, or like I had this ego in my mind that I had to have my own company, and I couldn't be. This is not a nine to five position, but like I couldn't be in the the traditional way. I have to work on my own things. A lot of the times, you have to take a step back in order for you to grow, in order for you to learn more. Because sometimes I might have my own company, my own business again in the future, but I might have to take a step back, improve, learn, be more mature, get more responsibilities, you know, grow myself in order for me to actually run the business and be way more successful than the previous times. But for me to get to that point, I have to go through this whole process. And the process that I'm going through right now, to be honest, I couldn't be happier. I'm mean that. And it's like if I remove some weight off my shoulders, because recent for so long that I've been wanting to do something like this, that I've been trying. I've been on the almost a lot of times, for years, for months, and then I finally got a win. You know, after a really long time. So I already got had the marketing skills, and right now I'm perfect in the sales skills. And I think Alex Beck, he's one of the top closers for Amen and Hormozy, has this coaching program. He always says, if you learn how to sell, you'll never starve. And I know marketing, and he's getting better at sales every day. So I mean, uh, always looking for improvement, always looking for growth, always looking to be the best version of ourselves, right? And a lot of the stuff in my life has been like the past few months have been very tough, and but ever since like the last 2 or 3 months, a lot of things started to get better, even when things were tough. So yeah, I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely blessed. I know this is the thing that will literally change my reality. This is literally the first step of me changing my life forever, forever, forever. This is like my life is going like this, and from 2 days ago, it started going like this. Like I'm literally creating a new route, new path, new reality for myself, and I'm really optimistic. I know it's not gonna be easy. There's tons and tons of work to be done, tons of sales calls, trainings, and dials, and feedbacks, and everything, everything. And to be honest, this is the thing that I've been praying and asking for the past months, years. This is the thing that I want to do the most. So I know there's all this work that has to be done, and I'm more than happy and grateful to do so. So yeah. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about it. It's important sometimes for us to you know take a step back on whatever the things you're doing, analyze your scenario. You know, so of course you're gonna have doubts along the way. It's not uncertain. It's uncertain, right? We always look for certainty, and whenever we have this entrepreneurial mindset, we take risks. But only those who are willing to actually take the risks are the ones who actually get the results. They get the dreams. They go after, they chase the things that they desire in their lives. So yeah, so it's okay for you to take a step back in order for you to take 100 steps forward. And yeah, I'm a setter. I have base, a really great base plus commission, and you know, I'm not gonna start talking about actual numbers. I'm gonna keep it private for a while, and then if I actually get the results, and after some time, if I see it's the right thing, the right timing, I'll start sharing more information about it for you guys. But this is the thing that I want to talk about. I'm extremely happy, grateful, and thrilled, and um, I want to thank my Jesus, my Lord, my Savior for everything. I'm nothing without Him. Yeah, thank you guys. I know it's been a while. I know I'm not as consistent as I wish I was on the content creation thing, but it's definitely something that I really love enjoying. I really enjoy doing, and I want to be consistent here with your social medias. But at the time, it's not the right time right now. At the moment, it's not the right time. Let's see. Things are gonna start getting better. I'm gonna have some more money, maybe invest. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Okay, guys. So the plans is to just make as much money as possible, invest into the program, constant training, constant feedbacks, improve yourself every single day, and then make more money and be happy and be the best version of us. Okay, guys. So thanks so much. Appreciate it. May God bless you, and have a great one, guys. See ya.